Hi everybody, Jennifer here. I am president and founder of Abundance Leadership Consulting based here in Columbus, Ohio. And I am providing some tips and tools for non-Black folks, particularly for white allies who want to do and be better, who want to know what to do in these times of change. So many of you have come to me over the last week or so and asked the question of, what can I do? What organizations can I contribute to, or how can I get involved? I'll just say, as a best practice, it's not great to go to a marginalized person and ask them to do emotional labor for you. So to support you all, I want to give you some resources of some organizations that you can go to who are doing the work of racial justice. So if you give me a moment here, I did some Google searching for you, and I'm going to give you the names of some organizations. So I'm going to start with Surge, standing up for racial justice. Some of you may have heard of them. They have chapters around the country. These are mostly white-led organizations for white allies, but also people of color too as well. But the different chapters operate a little bit differently, but it can be an opportunity to connect with them, because they can be connectors to organizations in your community that are doing racial justice work. And yeah, that can be a connecting point for you. So Surge, once again, showing up for racial justice can be a connector, and that is their website. Movement for Black Lives, really love Movement for Black Lives. You can see this website. It is m4lb.org. They've been around for several years. They are really great in terms of, this is an organization that is activated and active and is really good at giving how-tos, has a very clear platform. And like, for example, there's a week of action, right? So for people who want to take action, what can I do today in my community? Movement for Black Lives is really great. Great resource for you to go to as well. And also, for those of you who maybe are looking for some more information and research and other ways to connect, I like to point people to the Funders for Justice, or the Justice Funders. They have a whole different way of how they fund. Philanthropy, for those of you who work in that space, works in a very specific kind of way, and the Justice Funders are shaking that up. And they like to point out opportunities for funders. So they actually have a list here. They have local and national organizations who are addressing policing. So it's a great resource to see what organizations are working on racial justice, specifically the issue of policing. But they also have some great analysis reports on just understanding social movements, as an example. So again, I think they're a great resource for people who just want to learn a bit more about social movements and how they function. You might need some statistics. Maybe you want to know what organizations are focused on very specific racial justice issues. So those are just a few resources. Again, there's a lot of sources out there. I know some of you are in spaces where maybe you feel a little bit isolated, you're in a smaller community, you don't know where to start. Hopefully, just getting in the path of looking at these three resources as a beginning. I think they're great connecting resources, because they're good at connecting you with other organizations, perhaps in your community, so that you don't feel so isolated and you've got what you need to move forward. Once again, Jennifer Sconiers, president and founder of Abundance Leadership Consulting. You can find more about me at jennifersconiers.com. I'm going to call this maybe pajama activism, since this is the third video I've done in my pajamas with my bed head, but just proving to you it doesn't take much time to educate yourselves and to organize your people. All right, take care, everybody.